Yo, what is up YouTube? FuRy here, bringing us a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new and improved double pump shotgun in Fortnite Battle Royale, how it's been updated between the recent updates and the recent, changes to the weapon. But before we get into today's video, if you guys do enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, and if you turn on those post notifications, that way you get notified every time I go live or post a new video. As well, if you get first like on any of my videos, make sure you send me a Twitter image. I'll hit you guys back with that follow. And with that said, let's get right in today's video. So as you guys may or may not know, a few patches ago, they ended up patching the double pump shotgun. Now before that patch, what you could do is have two pump shotguns and be able to switch in between them very quickly without having any delay in between each pump. So it's basically like a fully auto pump shotgun, which, as you guys may know, the pump shotgun is probably the best shotgun in the game. You can just one pump people in the head, and having two of them go very quickly in between each of them is very overpowered, obviously, which is why they ended up nerfing it and fixing it in the first place. So as you guys may or may not know, before the double pump shotgun was patched, what you could do is basically have two pump shotguns in your inventory and switch in between them very quickly without having any delay, and you're able to get off both shots with the shotgun, and you can keep switching back and forth until both were out of ammo. Now as you guys know, the pump shotgun is the best shotgun in the game, so obviously it was needed to be patched. Obviously if you're able to switch in between those two shotguns very quickly, you're able to get off a bunch of damage, and it's basically unfair to anybody up close if you didn't know how to do it. It was happening more often than not on PC rather than console, just because on PC you have key bindings for both weapons, so you can easily switch in between both of them. But it was still being done on console, but they ended up patching it, and the first patch basically made it so that when you switch the first one, you still have to cock back that first one so you can get off the second shotgun shot. Now it made it a little bit longer to do. You were still able to use double pump, but it took a little bit longer. So you'd pump with the first one, you'd switch, and then you'd have to cock it back and then shoot. So it was basically some sort of patch for the double pump, but it was still able to be done. After that first patch, even though it was still likely to be done, you could still do it. It took a little bit longer, so a lot of people switched off that, switched to the tack to the pump, back to the tack. That way you could still get 3 shots off rather than 2. So the tack pump tack was a good idea there, and then the heavy shotgun dropped where you can end up using 2 heavy shotguns and basically do the same thing with the double pump. You'd go just back and forth in between them, and it was still very possible with the heavy and the tack shotgun. But a lot of people didn't do it really with the tack, just because the tack didn't do as much damage as the pump. So a lot of people still use the tack as their secondary, say AR to shotgun. I mean, the tack was, or the pump I should say, was a really good shotgun still, even though you couldn't double pump. Now obviously double pump wasn't the intention when they first dropped the pump, but it is what it is. It's something that they ended up fixing, and now even after the third patch, they ended up fixing the double pump, so you can now still do it in the current season. So even after the heavy shotgun dropped, they ended up releasing another patch, which ended up slowing down the switching in between weapons, and it made the double pump a little bit, better than it was before. So before you'd shoot it, you'd switch, you'd hear a little click, and then you'd have to shoot again. Whereas now you can just shoot, switch, shoot, but now it just takes a little bit longer. So it's still very viable. You can still do it. I currently still do it in the season 3, end of season 3 currently. It's still very possible you can end up doing it, and it still works pretty well. I'll show you guys a few clips of me using it. Now obviously, like I said, it's not going to be like the first season where you could just switch back and forth in between shotguns and you were completely fine. You didn't have to take some time off to switch weapons or whatever. But now it does take a little bit longer, but it's still very possible. And obviously having 2 shotguns or 2 pump shotguns is very important, just because there's they deal so much damage. Now like I said, this method is definitely slower than the original double pump shotgun, but obviously they're not going to bring that back into the game. That is way too overpowered, and especially with this recent weapon swap change where they ended up slowing down the weapon swaps in between shotguns and actually no, they quickened up the snipers, but shotguns, pistols, all SMGs, all that, they ended up slowing that. So obviously the double pump isn't what it used to be, but it's still in the game, and you're still able to be, you're still able to be done, I should say. It's like I said, you could could just use one, but personally I think the double is, you know, a better option for me. Or if you wanted to use the tack to the pump or the heavy to the pump, either one would work. But personally I like the double pump just because the amount of damage that this thing can put out. But that'll basically do it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, and let me know in the comment section down below, do you guys use the double pump? Would you rather use one pump or a different type of dual pump, like the pump to tack or tack to heavy, whatever it may be? Let me know in the comment section down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.